Excited are you for this four-team kind of tournament?
Yeah, it's incredibly exciting. Really honored, and there's so many great Americans in the league right now. So just the thought to be able to play with some of these great players and like Austin over there, it's going to be very exciting.
And when you think of the team that you have, that you're going to have, like Jack Eichel will be playing with you and so forth, just talk about some of the players that you know that will be on this team.
Yeah, I mean the really cool part, for me, is that all these guys went through the national team development program. So I've gotten to know a lot of them and met some of them through world championships and different things, and I feel like we're all interconnected through that. So I know a lot of these guys. Haven't played with all of them, but really looking forward to it. And you mentioned Eichel; he's a great player and he's a winner, and I'm looking forward to sharing the ice with these guys.
How much talk have you guys had amongst yourselves already heading into the summer?
In what aspect? Like,
Yeah, you're looking forward to the event. Who
Yeah.
you want to play with, that kind of thing. McKinnon was saying him and Sid have talked about it being line mates, like that kind of stuff.
yeah, personally, not too much. I mean, for me, it's one day at a time. So I've kind of had last night in my mind a little bit more, and then as we head in today, this is on my mind. And going into the summer and training, I'm going to be focused on this tournament. So I can play my best in February and play my best the entire year and be healthy and feel good. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'll be talking to different guys pretty close with the Chucks. Obviously, I think my brother Jack will be there, and different guys. Dylan Larkin I trained with in the summer. So yeah.
Do you have an ideal D partner for you?
I mean, anyone they pick is going to be an ideal partner. So that's how good the roster is going to be. But McAvoy is a great player. Adam Fox is an unbelievable player also. Both righties, could play with both of them easily, and you could always play with Luke Hughes too.
You mentioned Fox. I believe you have played with him before.
Yep.
Just how have you seen him evolve from then to now in the NHL?
Yeah, it's pretty special just to think that me and him and Makar came in all in the same year, and there's just so many great players in the league right now, and Foxy's one of them for sure. And he's had a great career so far, and it'll be exciting to play with him.
The Canada-U.S. rivalry is always good. Have you kind of looked at who might have the better roster, or who might have the strength in net or D at forward?
Yeah, they have a fantastic team. Obviously, I don't need to tell you guys that. You know that, and it's just going to be a really fast game. It's probably the highest level you can possibly see in the sport. So I'm excited for the players to play in it, the fans, and it's gonna be great.
Where do you think the strength is with the U.S. team? Because
I think,
goaltending, it's hard to even pick like the top three, really.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's everywhere. That's just how good the roster is, and we have great depth up at center, and we have great wingers and great defensemen, and our goalies, like you said, we probably got 4 or 5 guys that can definitely play. So
That's one historically the knock against the U.S. is the depth down the middle hasn't been there. Now you got Austin, you've got your brother, you've got
Yeah.
Jack, Eichel as well.
Larkin,
You
yeah.
think that could be a strength now?
Absolutely. I mean, you just mentioned some of the best players in the world, and yeah, it's going to be if you're going to beat us, you're going to have to play good hockey. We got a good team, and for us, it's just about trying to build a connection and culture, and which is really exciting for us.
You mentioned the connection with the Kachuk family, Quinn. When was the first time you were on the ice with Matthew?
I was 15, and I was doing an early visit at the program, and he was an 18, and he was out there. Austin was out there. Those guys are both 2 years older than me, so a little nerve-wracking, but yeah, first time.
How much can you compare notes with the Kachucks, just knowing what it's like to have brothers in the NHL and just what a unique experience this is?
It is really unique and a little bit surreal, and I mentioned it last night, but yeah, I mean, I know that Matthew's probably thinking that he's got an opportunity to play with Brady. I'm thinking the same thing with my brothers, and not only them, but like I said, guys like Austin and Foxy and McAvoy and Eichel and different guys around the league, and it's just going to be a tremendous experience.
How do you think this D-core really exemplifies just the new style of defensemen like yourself and just the diversity you're going to have in that D-core?
I mean, I think that we're going to be able to headman the puck and play fast and get the puck up to our forwards, and I think we're going to be really connected, and we're going to play with skill, and yeah, it's going to be great hockey.
It's not the Olympics or the World Championships, but whenever you have that USA on your chest, does it mean a little bit more, a little some pride and so forth?
I think it means a ton just because it's been so long since I've won it, since some of these guys have won it, and also, there hasn't been a best on best since whenever the World Cup was, 2016. I mean, that's 8 years, and so I'd say that's why it's so special. But anytime you put on the USA crest, you're playing for your country, and it's very memorable and important.
Quinn, do you have any memories from that 2016 tournament? Obviously, Matthews he wasn't even in the league then yet. He made the roster as a youngster.
Yeah, a ton of memories. I think everyone remembers that North American Sweden overtime there. I remember watching it with Brady and Keith, of all people. And it's just going to be great hockey. I don't think you'll be able to see, a better game out there. And yeah.
You mentioned the ties to the program. For you, kind of coming up and having a similar background with these guys, what are some of the things that you've kind of, I don't know, memories, thoughts, things about your path that you maybe connect with other guys about throughout the league when you come across them?
I think USA is just so near and dear to everyone's hearts just because, the NTDP, it's such a great platform for all these guys to, grow their game, and USA Hockey puts a lot of money and thought into the program, and I think, a lot of these guys, including myself, feel like we, owe USA Hockey, and also it's just, fun to play with the best and play with different guys and learn about other guys and grow relationships and whatnot.
When you look back at your time at the program and now kind of in your journey, it's kind of the schedule. The college games, the USHL games. This year they just announced that they're going to do the CHL game. Like when you kind of look at helping you springboard your career before you went to college, like how do you kind of assess just how that made you be where you were?
The program is a really hard place to play. Like if you're kind of like weeds out the weak a little bit, and it's a monster, and it pumps out 3, 4, 5 NHL players on any given year, stars. And if you want to be a hockey player, that's where you go. It's not going to be easy. You're going to be training, before a game. They don't care if you're sore or you're not optimal. It's not about how you're feeling when you're 16. It's about how you're feeling when you're 18, 19, 20. So it's a beast. It's not easy, but it definitely developed me, and I know my brothers and a bunch of other players will say that as well.
Do you like they just introduced I know obviously something you'll never play in, but hearing that they're going to do the matchup with the CHL top guys?
Yeah, I think that's incredible. It's, again, that'll be just, you're watching the best kids at the age perform and play, and that's what it should be, and that'll be an exciting game. I know I'll watch it, and I'm sure the program kids are fired up. I'm sure the CHL kids are really excited about it too, and yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of black coats at those games.
I don't know if you've been to the Sphere yet. Have you been to the Sphere yet?
I haven't, no, but it looks great, and excited for all the kids to be drafted tonight. And I think the NHL, did a great job putting the draft there, and it should be special.
Quinn, if you past best on best tournaments, going into it, Canada was always the favorite going in. Is Canada still the favorite, or is USA caught up?
I mean, that's for you guys to think about. I'm not gonna, worry about if they're better than us or we're better than them. That's why we play the game, and I know that they got a great team. I have a lot of confidence in the group that we're gonna have, and the people, our coaching staff, the management, and we're gonna be tough to beat, but so are they.
It would beyond the 6 that were named to this team, and I'm sure one more that you expect to be named, at least one more that you expect to be named. Have you taken a look to see who else could be on this team, what this team could look like, lines, D pairs, anything like that?
I think everyone has. I mean, it's that exciting that it's hard not to. And I was just saying earlier that they could really put me with anyone. There's so many good defensemen and good partners out there for me. But obviously the two I would think about are McAvoy and Fox for sure.
How much of this tournament will you use as like a measuring stick for the Olympics that are coming up, like on the even bigger stage?
I mean, that's what's exciting, is it's not only about the Four Nation. You're building something for 2 years here, and we're gonna have a 2-year window before the Olympics where we can hopefully be ready to go for that.
Have you thought about the opportunity to play for the title on home soil, right? Like that's a pretty big carrot at the end for the tournament.
Yeah. I mean, the crowds are gonna be great, and it's gonna be just amazing for the sport to see that level of competition that we haven't seen in 8 years since the World Cup. And Yeah, I mean, I think personally, I think the league's never been in a better spot with the skill and talent that is out there right now, so it should be really exciting.
As someone who loves the history of the game, Quinn, how much have you learned and thought about the '96 World Cup, which the U.S. won? I'm sure your parents probably told you about that story too.
I just, whenever I see some of those old timers like Chelios and Keith, and they're always talking about USA and Canada, and you can see that it's so close to their heart and how competitive they are and how many times they played each other. And talking to Adam Foote, he said that they had to roll 7D just because the game was so fast. And so I'm expecting it to be incredibly fast, and you're going to see the highest level you can.
Well, you got Finland, Sweden, U.S., and Canada. I'm in here in Vegas. If I run down to the sports book, who do I put my money on?
There we go.
I lost all my money last night, so don't. Yeah, I want to take my advice.
Like, what's your earliest memory of like best on best, or like what your favorite memory? I don't know, however you want to term it.
I don't know. I'd say the latest one is the World Cup, obviously. Just that the North American team, how exciting they were, fun they were to watch. But yeah, I remember 2010 watching that in Canada, so that was a tough one. But 2010, 2014, remember watching all those in school and whatnot.
You want to be on the team. You want to be on the team, obviously. Is there a distinct honor being one of the first 6 named and getting that?
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredible honor. It's, like I said, there's so many great players, great Americans right now. The league's rich with talent, and so for me to be named, I feel honored, and it's kind of like I want to get back in the gym now and make sure that I have a great season. I'm ready to go.
Quinn, there's a lot of talk. It's always you guys in Canada, but are people sleeping a little bit on Finland and Sweden in this tourney?
I mean, when you're playing for your country, everyone's going to be playing to the 110th percentile. I mean, you're going to be bringing your absolute best. It's like the playoffs, so the desperation level is going to be really high. So to answer your question, anyone can win, especially with the teams they have.